Hello and welcome to my presentation about Tesco. This presentation will include an introduction, external and internal factors that influence performance, and at the end a discussion and conclusion. An introduction to Tesco's culture. As stated on the website, Tesco's mission statement is, "Our business was built with a simple mission, to be the champion for customers, helping them to enjoy a better quality of life and an easier way of living." This hasn't changed. Simply put, Tesco pledge themselves as a company who solely place customers at the forefront of all decisions. Having a look at Tesco's history. They were founded by Jack Cohen in 1919, just after World War One. Cohen opened the first store in 1929. The Tesco branding came from Jack combining the first two letters of his surname with the initials of his supplier, Thomas Edward Stockwell, creating Tesco. In recent history, the famous slogan "Every little helps" was brought into fruition in 1993, and just 2 years later, Tesco's loyalty scheme, the Club Card, was introduced. As of today, Ken Murphy is the CEO, and in 2022/2023, Tesco turned over £60 billion. Demographics are made up of 52% female and 48% male customers. The largest age demographic is between 25 to 34 years of age. Tesco appeals to all demographics due to its wide product range. This brings me on to Tesco's products and services. They offer a wide range of products such as groceries, baby products, frozen food, household appliances, and clothing. Tesco offer goods at various price points, including Tesco Value Goods, which are aimed at being more affordable, and Tesco Finest, which are more expensive and marketed as premium products. External factors that influence performance. What is a pest analysis? A pest analysis analyzes the political, economic, social, and technological factors that influence performance. A political factor that can influence Tesco is changes in government stability. Tesco operate globally where legislations change from country to country. For example, during political turmoil in Thailand, Tesco weren't able to expand as quickly as they would have liked to, halting growth. On the contrary, when countries are performing well, Tesco benefit from constant growth, high sales, and low inflation. Another political factor that can influence Tesco is trade agreements. Trade agreements can both negatively or positively impact Tesco. If a trade agreement makes importing or exporting goods more expensive, Tesco will see an increase in costs. Brexit has had a negative impact on Tesco and has resulted in a shortage of fruit and veg. This has caused prices to increase, and in extreme cases, products have been limited to one per person. A third political factor that influences Tesco is labour laws. Changes in labour laws such as the national minimum wage, health and safety regulations, and trade unions have all impacted how Tesco navigates its hiring process. In 2023, the national minimum wage increased by £1, meaning the cost of employees rose. To combat this cost, Tesco may increase prices, harming the consumer. Finally, taxes can directly affect Tesco's profitability. Governments have the power to increase or decrease things like corporation tax, or could even create tax exemptions, such as removing VAT from children's clothing. In the UK, a sugar tax was introduced that imposed an extra charge on products that contain over 5 grams of sugar per 100 millilitres. Tesco may see a fall in sales of these products as people switch to cheaper substitutes. Economic factor that can influence Tesco is economic growth. Consumer spending is based on how a country is performing economically. If there is growth within an economy, disposable income is high, and people are more willing to spend money on non-essential goods. This is true the other way around. When disposable income falls, people are more reserved with their money. Tesco suffered due to slow sales in the 2008 global crisis and the 2023 cost of living crisis. Inflation impacts both Tesco itself as well as its consumers. Consumer spending power falls during times of high inflation if wages do not keep up. Tesco are impacted by inflation with higher loan repayments, fewer sales, which directly affects profit margins. It is important for Tesco to carefully manage pricing strategies during periods of high inflation to manage both costs and consumer affordability. In Argentina, Tesco found it difficult to set stable prices due to high inflation. Maintaining profits was difficult and required extra risk management, which is expensive. A social factor impacting Tesco could be changing consumer preferences. Consumer preferences vary on health consciousness, sustainability, convenience, as well as changing demographics. Tesco must adapt to consumer demand to not fall behind the curve. In 2022, Tesco was awarded the Best Gluten-Free Range. This is a good example of adapting to consumer preferences. Trends in social media. Social media is a very powerful tool that companies use to influence consumer habits and purchasing decisions. This is because social media has a global outreach and can be used to market to millions of people. Tesco used X, formerly known as Twitter, to interact with customers. The use of social media allows for Tesco to provide personal responses to customer queries in a timely and empathetic manner. Social media platforms can be used 24/7 and allow for companies to avoid high costs of running their own customer service. Cultural sensitivity. Tesco's reputation is built upon building strong relationships with its customers and to remain closely tied to local communities. Tesco operate globally, so naturally, different cultures demand different products. The UK is a very diverse country, and Tesco have adapted to this by diversifying its product mix by offering world foods. A technological factor that influences Tesco could include e-commerce and online shopping. E-commerce has single-handedly transformed the landscape of the retail industry and how it operates. Tesco are strong competitors in the e-commerce world and have a large online presence and a well-established delivery service. Having a strong online presence proved to be useful for Tesco during the COVID-19 pandemic. This is because their robust infrastructure allowed for growth in the pandemic as they quickly adapted to the surge in online orders. Another factor that influences Tesco is advancements in technology. Technology is constantly evolving, and Tesco are challenged to constantly update operating systems in order to remain as efficient as possible. Systems such as self-checkout, contactless payments, and scan-as-you-shop systems all provide a convenient shopping experience whilst also improving efficiency by cutting down wait times and queue times. Technological advancements have also helped Tesco internally. AI has helped improve inventory management and significantly improved the time that mundane tasks take. A final technological factor that can influence Tesco is digital marketing. Through targeted advertising and interactive campaigns, Tesco reaches its target audience effectively and drives online and offline sales. Digital marketing and social media can be used to engage with customers to promote products and services. Porter's 5 forces. What are Porter's 5 forces? According to Investopedia 2020, Porter's 5 forces is a model that identifies and analyzes 5 competitive forces that shape every industry and helps determine the industry's weaknesses and strengths. How can we apply this to Tesco? The threat of new entrants to Tesco is low. The supermarket industry has incredibly high barriers to entry. For a new entrant, it would mean battling against established giants who already have loyal customer bases, supply chains, and infrastructure. This makes new competition relatively low, allowing them to focus on current competitors. The threat of substitutes to Tesco is also very low. Tesco have priced themselves in the middle of the supermarket chains by offering both Tesco Value and Tesco Finest ranges. They also have the price match pledge, which allows them to compete with discount retailers such as Aldi and Lidl. Tesco also have a wide range of products that cover substitutes. For example, they sell fresh milk, powdered milk, and condensed milk. Competitive rivalry for Tesco is extremely high. Tesco holds the highest market share in the supermarket industry, meaning many rivals are trying to knock them off their top spot. Recently, Tesco entered a price war with Aldi and Lidl, affecting profit margins. Customers hold a medium level of bargaining power over Tesco. Tesco offer a wide range of products, which are all similar, if not the same, to the same ones their competitors offer. This makes it unlikely for customers to shop at competitors, as brand loyalty in the supermarket industry is extremely high. However, bargaining power for customers is when it comes down to pricing strategies. Customers have so many options, and most of them go for the cheapest. Tesco is a powerhouse in the supermarket industry, and because of this, the bargaining power of suppliers is very low. Tesco have a strong presence in the UK and have established over 2,500 suppliers. This is incredibly attractive to potential suppliers as it guarantees to get the product out there to the masses. However, Tesco are very known to be tough negotiators as they recognise that the demand for spot in their stores is very high. Due to this, Tesco has built up a reputation of bullying its suppliers. What is CSR? CSR is a business model that helps a company be socially accountable for itself, its stakeholders, and the public. Tesco have raised over 13.7 million for National Charity Partnership with Diabetes and the UK British Heart Foundation in 2019. They provide workers with a fair wage, good working conditions, and pride themselves on having an inclusive workforce. It was made up of a tall organisation structure. It means that there are many leaders and layers of management. The structure is also decentralised, meaning lower level managers have a fair amount of power. This is because the scale of the business is so big. Advantages of a tall organisation are that employees are aware of their roles and responsibilities. Disadvantages include that employees feel disconnected from the very top. Conclusion and a SWOT analysis. A SWOT analysis identifies strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and potential threats to the business. As of Tesco, strengths include a broad, diverse product range. Weaknesses are that it failed in the USA. Opportunities include expansion into online shopping. Threats are intense competition, such as low-cost rivals. Potential improvements are working on net carbon emissions and working with suppliers to treat them more fairly. Thank you for watching and listening to my presentation.